You thought you knew what the first night would look like. You had a rough idea, a sequence, an expectation built from every previous experience you brought with you to Thailand. Then she did something you did not expect, not aggressive, not performed, completely natural, and everything you thought you understood about what a first night looks like quietly fell apart. What happened next was better than anything you planned for. Here are 7 things Thai women do on the first night that consistently shock foreign men and why each one makes more sense than it first appears. Foreign men arrive at a first night with a pace already running in their head, a sequence, a rough timeline of how things are supposed to unfold. Thai women arrive with a completely different clock, and she will set hers without announcing it. The man who tries to override her pace loses the night. The man who surrenders to it gains everything she was planning to give him. Sanuk applies here. The first night should be enjoyable, not efficient. A Thai woman who is rushing is a Thai woman who is not fully present, and she knows the difference immediately. Her pace is not a test of his patience, it is the actual experience she is offering. The destination she's moving toward at her speed is substantially better than the one he would reach at his. He was ready to move, she was not moving yet. She was lying there completely relaxed, looking at him with a calm he did not know how to read. He slowed down not because he wanted to, because something in her stillness made urgency feel wrong. 20 minutes later, he understood why she had been in no hurry. Let her set the opening pace entirely. Do not push, do not redirect, do not signal impatience. The woman who is given her own speed on the first night becomes someone entirely different an hour in. She was not slow. He was the one who had been in a hurry to get somewhere that did not exist yet. Before we continue, please subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any videos in the future. Foreign men often arrive with assumptions about Thai women being shy or physically self-conscious, modest in public, careful, covered. The reality on a first night is frequently the opposite. A Thai woman who has decided to be with you has already made peace with being seen, well before she arrived at your door. Her physical ease is not boldness. It is simply the absence of the performance anxiety that most Western women carry into a first night like luggage. Thailand's relationship with the body is less neurotic than most Western cultures. Beach culture, massage culture, the matter-of-factness about physical presence that runs through daily life here, it does not disappear in private. She did not arrive anxious about how she looks. She arrived present. And that absence of self-monitoring is one of the most quietly disarming things a man can encounter on a first night. He was expecting hesitation, some degree of self-consciousness. The familiar choreography of reassurance he had learned to provide, there was none of it. She moved like a woman who had already decided she was worth being seen. He realized somewhere in the first 20 minutes that he was the one who felt self-conscious. Meet her ease with ease. Do not overcompliment, do not over-reassure. She does not need it, and it will read as confusion. Match her level of physical comfort and let it set the tone. She was not nervous about being seen. He was nervous about being seen by someone that comfortable. This is the thing that shocks foreign men most consistently on a first night with a Thai woman. Her preference for oral sex is real, it is common, and she will communicate it with a directness that does not match her manner in every other context. Most foreign men arrive expecting the opposite. A woman who is indirect everywhere will be indirect here too. She is not indirect here. The separation between public behavior and private behavior in Thailand is more pronounced than in almost any other culture. The woman who would not hold your hand in public is an entirely different person behind a closed door. That gap is wider than foreign men anticipate, and it shows up most clearly in exactly this. Her preference is not performance. It is genuine, it is consistent, and it reflects a specific aspect of Thai female sexuality that is almost never discussed openly. The directness she shows in communicating it is itself a form of trust. She is showing you the private version of herself, not the public one. That is a significant thing on a first night. He was mid-sequence following his usual script. She moved, redirected clearly, without apology or explanation. He stopped, recalibrated. What followed was nothing like his script. It was considerably better. He thought about it for a week afterward, not because of what happened, but because of how natural she made it feel. Follow her lead without making it a moment. No commentary, no overreaction, no performance of being surprised. She showed you something specific and private about herself. The correct response is to simply be present in it. She knew what she wanted. She said it without saying it. He had never felt so clearly directed toward the right place. I want to take a moment here because the first night specifically, how to navigate it, how to read her, how to not ruin what is available to you by moving at the wrong speed or missing what she is actually communicating is one of the most requested things in my messages. I have a full chapter on exactly this in the guide. One message this week I want to share with you Thomas from Denver, 44 years old. He wrote to say that his first night with a Thai woman had been a disaster 2 years ago, not because anything went badly in an obvious way, but because he had no framework for what was happening. He moved too fast and too wrong, and she was politely distant for the rest of the trip. He never understood why until he found the guide. He read it before his next trip. His words, I spent the first night actually listening to her for the first time. I had no idea what I had been missing. He is going back in 6 weeks. He already booked it. The guide is called From Hello to Her Bedroom. The first night has its own chapter. Nothing is skipped. Nothing is softened. $14. Pinned comment below, find it there. On a first night, Thai women do not perform verbal enthusiasm in the way foreign men conditioned by Western media expect. What she offers instead is a quality of quiet response, involuntary, precise, honest, that is more informative than anything theatrical. Restraint in expression is habituated from childhood in Thailand. What breaks through that restraint in a private moment is real, by definition. Nothing she gives you on that first night is manufactured for your benefit. The man who is listening for performance will miss what is actually happening. The man who learns to read her specific signals, breath, movement, the small involuntary sounds that are not for his benefit but simply escape is the man who understands her completely by the end of the first night. He was waiting for something loud, something that confirmed he was doing well. It did not come. What came was quieter and more specific. One sound at one moment that told him exactly where he was and exactly what to do next. He followed it. By the end of the night, he understood he had been reading the wrong signals his entire adult life. Stop listening for volume and start listening for specificity. The quieter her response, the more real it is. This is the inverse of what most men were trained to look for. She made one sound. It was not for him. That is how he knew it was true. Before we continue, please subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any videos in the future. Tell me, honestly, did any of these already happen to you on a first night in Thailand and you just did not know how to read it? I want to know. Comments are open. There is a specific quality of attention that Thai women bring to a first night that foreign men consistently describe as feeling personal, as if she is responding to him specifically, not running a routine she has run before. This quality is real, it is not performance, and it is one of the things that makes men book return flights before they have even left the hotel. The cultural instinct toward caring for the person in front of you is embedded here. It does not switch off because the context is intimate. If anything, it intensifies. Because intimacy is where the mask comes off and the genuine person appears on both sides. Most men have experienced intimacy that felt like a shared transaction, two people extracting something from an exchange. What a Thai woman on a first night offers is something closer to genuine attention. She is with you, not beside you. That distinction is felt before it is understood, and once felt, it is very difficult to forget. He had expected something impersonal. He did not know why, just had. It was not impersonal. She paused once and looked at him and adjusted something based entirely on what she saw in his face, without him saying a word. He had not been read like that in years. He had not known he missed it until that moment, receive it without turning it into a performance of gratitude. Be present, be warm, let her have the experience of genuinely attending to someone who receives it well. Then reciprocate the specificity. Notice her, respond to what you actually see, let her know she is being seen in return. He had expected a transaction. He had not prepared for being seen. Thai women communicate every shift in a first night almost entirely through physical signal, where she moves, what she reaches for, how her breathing changes. The small repositioning that is a full sentence in a language most foreign men were never taught. The man who waits for verbal instruction will wait a long time and miss every transition she offered. She is not being coy. She is communicating in a language she considers clear. The problem is translation, not intention. Physical communication in intimacy requires a different kind of attention than conversation. It requires the man to be reading the room rather than managing his own performance. The men who are genuinely good at this are always the ones who stop thinking about themselves first and start paying attention to what is actually in front of them. She shifted, not dramatically, just moved slightly in one direction. He caught it. He followed without being asked, without making it a production. She exhaled like something had been confirmed. He had passed something he did not know he was being evaluated on. Keep at least half your attention on her physical signals throughout the entire first night. When she moves, follow. When she stills, still. When she reaches, respond. The man who reads her body correctly on the first night is the man she thinks about afterward. She did not say anything. She moved an inch. That inch was a full sentence. By the end of the first night, a Thai woman has already decided whether there will be a second one. She will not announce this decision. She will signal it, and the signal is available to any man paying enough attention to receive it. Most foreign men miss it entirely and spend the following day guessing at things that were already determined hours earlier. Decision-making in Thai culture is rarely announced, it is enacted. She will not tell you the verdict. She will show you it in how she behaves, in the last hour of the night, and in the first message she sends the next day. The signal for yes is warmth that extends past the obvious end of the evening. She stays, she is close, she asks something small and genuine about him. The signal for no is warmth that contracts slightly, still polite, still kind, but slightly less present than she was an hour ago. Both signals are quiet. Only one of them means what he wants it to mean. The evening had wound down. He was not sure how it had gone. She was still close, not performing closeness, just there. She asked him something completely ordinary, where he was going for breakfast, what time he usually woke up. He answered without knowing those were not small questions. She was already planning the second night. In the last 30 minutes of the first night, shift your attention from intimacy to her as a person. Ask one genuine question. Be warm and unhurried. How you treat the end of the first night is what determines whether there is a second one. She is watching who you are when it is over, not only who you were during. And to the Thai women watching this, if the first night was real for you too, say the small, ordinary thing. Ask the breakfast question. Stay a few minutes longer than you planned. Silence in both directions is how a second night does not happen even when both people wanted one. She asked him what time he woke up. He had no idea she was already planning tomorrow. The first night with a Thai woman is not what most foreign men expect. It is slower, quieter, more specific, more honest, and considerably more disorienting than anything they prepared for. What she offers on that first night is not a performance. It is the private version of herself, shown to someone she chose deliberately. The man who receives that with presence, attention, and patience will experience something he spends a long time trying to get back to. If this channel is giving you the map subscribe, there is more here. Creating those videos is often stressful next to a full-time job. So if you enjoy watching my videos, then please support me by subscribing to my channel. It just shows the algorithm that you like these kinds of videos. And the full guide, every stage, every detail is waiting for you in the pinned comment.